Hello everyone and welcome to an introduction to MAXScript. For this tutorial example, I'm going to be using Autodesk 3ds Max 2014 edition. I'm using Windows 8.1 and so I have plenty of my PC stats are run pretty well for this installation in an x64-bit environment. So first, as a default, when you open up 3ds Max, um, you'll notice down at the bottom left corner, there is a pink and white striped rectangle down here. This is actually the MAXScript IDE or your integrated development environment panel. And what we're going to do is right click and we're going to open up this listener window. Now, this listener window basically does two things. It will actually show you the actions being performed in 3ds Max in the pink area, and anything that is executed via the MAXScript will output here as well. Now, any other actions as well will print to this bottom screen as well. So usually, if you open up the listener uh, for the first time, it'll actually look something like this. And I'm going to adjust this window and move it up like so. You'll usually see the window open up and look like this. All you have to do, of course, is come up here and adjust the two windows in order to get your double pane here of the pink above and the white below. The other thing you'll have to consider is in order for everything to be recorded based on your actions in 3ds Max, you have to come over here to the macro recorder up here in the menu bar and click enabled here. So I'll just deselect it just to show you what it would look like if it was disabled. So you go over here, click enabled. You can check it by going back over to the menu and checking its status. Okay, moving on. So once you've done that, you can do your basic actions in 3ds Max to see what uh, what will be recorded here. So we'll just go ahead over here to our primitives, our standard primitives, and I'm just going to create a standard box here in the perspective view. And as you can see, it has actually given us what would be uh, what what the product or what the output or the outcome of creating this standard primitive. So it basically gives you what your width, height, and length segments are, uh, and also gives you its position and it's that it is selected. And of course, hitting the W key, and actually you can see that even when I hit the W, it actually recorded that or gave us this output here. So, uh, and as you can see, when I moved the box as well, it gave us some output here of where I was moving the box. And of course, I'll move this over here uh, and show you that, of course, if I right click on my move transform, and actually, and if you can see here, I have my scale set for Unreal units. So if I zero this out, it will, of course, keep the UU at the back to let me know that I'm in Unreal units. So anyway, as you can see, I've zeroed out uh, my object to to the X, Y, and Z, to 0 at X, Y, and Z respectively. So let me move this window back over here. So once you've done those types of things, you can actually uh, perform anything from a delete to a move to a rotate, in addition to other actions that will be recorded. These actions will be what we'll use inside our Max script. And that is probably the easiest way to learn what your basic moves are for MAXScript. There are places in the help and what have you for Autodesk that will should give you uh, your your commands and such. But I'll go over some of the basic commands that we'll do for this example. Uh, so here's one that I'll provide here that will show you another output. So you saw the moves that I've done. If I hit delete, you'll also see here that it has performed a delete. The delete, the dollar sign that follows delete represents what object was selected at the time of the deletion. So, uh, so far we've done that. You've seen a move. You know what the dollar sign represents, and actually, as you can see here, the dollar sign follows the move to let you know, oh, you are moving the selected item to said coordinates. And of course, like I said, I've deleted that selection. The same thing will apply for anything such as creating objects such as like these two spheres. Now I can also go and hit my W key, of course, select both spheres and move them. And as you can see, uh, if I select sphere 2 and then sphere 1, you'll see that it has listed it there. And I will actually move these two things around just to show you. I can actually take sphere 1 and move it, sphere 2 and move it. And as you can see, they've moved based on uh, what I've had selected at the time. Okay, so moving on. So based on all of this, I'll go ahead and show you a basic script that I have created that will basically do an extrude from a number of faces from a box that's been created. So first thing, let's go ahead and get rid of uh, the objects, the current objects. I'm actually going to let me move this the listener out of the way, and I'm going to perform a new all here. I'm not going to save anything, and let's move this back over now. As you can see, with the new uh, file, it still has not done anything except let me know that I have started a new scene and cleared everything. Well, let me go on up here and I'm going to just select everything in the window and delete it. So now all of the actions that have been performed from the previous previous file, I've deleted. Um, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to File. I'm going to select New Script. Once you select that, this new MAXScript IDE will open up. And just to note, because I have already opened up and saved the script for this example, you will see any scripts that have been created in this gray bar here. I was actually going to create a rolling script here for the next example. But I will select the actual script here that I've created to perform the duties. Now, I'm going to go back to this untitled, and first let me note, give you another note that that other that when you are looking at um, looking to execute any of these scripts, you you will you will perform either you can do a quick key execution by selecting Control E to execute the entire script, or if you just wanted to execute one line or one command, if you will, you can do a Shift Enter, which will do evaluate that particular line. With that said, let's go ahead and I am going to show you how I quickly created this script uh, in order to give uh, to provide all of the commands needed to execute this anytime I'd like. So let me move these two windows off for a second. And so what I'm going to do is basically create a box. I'm going to make my length, width, and height. I'm going to do a 32 by 32 by 32. My segments are going to be 3 by 3 by 3. And select and move or quick key W. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to my modify tab. And I am going to, first I'm going to go down my modifier list and select edit poly. And I'm going to zoom extent so I can bring in this box closer so that we can see it. I'm going to select our polygon. I can do a quick key for number 4. And I am basically going to select a number of faces here. And basically the idea from this selection was inspired by the companion cube. So from the Portal video game produced and developed by Valve. So I'm going to select all of these faces, and then I'm going to scroll down to extrude, but not an immediate or a quick extrude. I'm going to go to settings, and I am going to perform a extrude. And I'm going to do a 2 units, and I'm going to commit to those 2 units. And that's it. Now, with that said, let me move my listener back over and show you what the outcome was. So from start to finish, you can see that I created the box, gave it height width segments of 3 by 3 by 3. In this case, it recorded a 24 by 24 by 24. It should have been 32. So I must have not been paying attention to my, actually, I'm sorry. It actually is 32. What happens is, because I have 32 Unreal units, it's still, the output records what the default um, scale is within 3ds Max. So this 24, this 24 is equal to the 32 um, Unreal units. And then here's our position, of course, and then it shows that we are selecting edit poly out of our modifier list. We're doing a select polygon or quick key number 4, which is represented by quick key number 4. And then once we've done that, I've selected the first faces all the way down until I'm ready to extrude. I selected, I chose to extrude 2 Unreal units, which is equal to 1.5, and then I committed. So with that, I can actually take this entire section here, copy that, and actually, since I already have it done, and actually, I actually missed this, I missed one action, which was renaming our file. And basically that would be us going over and saying, hey, change box 001 to Rubik D. And that's what I did. And as you can see, since I did it last, it doesn't matter. Naming your object doesn't really matter in terms of a sequence. In any event, As you can see, I have this script already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new file. I'm not going to save this. What I'm going to do here is come over here, and I am going to perform a Control E. And as you can see, it created the box. Let me zoom extents and I'm going to start a new file, move this script off the screen. I apologize. And let's start a new one, and we'll show you the whole thing from start to finish. So I'm not going to save this. And with my script selected off to the side here, I'm going to do a Control E. And as you can see, here is the finished product of this script here that I named boxing. So just to recap, we have um, created a box from a simple primitive. And in my case, with the script, renamed the object to Rubik D. We've gone to the modifier list and selected Edit Poly, selected faces, selected all of our faces, or the related faces based on what outcome I wanted. Selected Extrude, selected 2 for my Unreal Units 2, or 1.5 in this case, and committed to our extrusion. That is it for this introduction to MAXScript. Thank you for watching, and I'll have future MAXScript videos that will cover intermediate and advanced subjects. Thank you.